River Jerky and Core RV, the number 53, Cody Kim.
Cody came into the weekend a little bit banged up, and then also got onto the podium a little bit gingerly last night. What's the game plan for tonight?
Yeah, last night was a really good night for me, but unfortunately with the being banged up coming here, and just it got worse. So I'm gonna sit out tonight and come back swinging for Canada, hopefully.
Heal up soon, Cody.
Your third place rider in the Enzoil Pro Points hails from north of the border from St. Félicien, Quebec, Canada, riding for Theme Motorsports on a Skidoo. He's sponsored by Skidoo, FXR, and North American Trailer. Aboard the number 220, Francis Pelletier.
Francis, kind of a mid-pack run for you in qualifying today. What do we need to improve on to move up as the night goes on?
For sure, we need some start tonight, so we got to look forward for that.
What else is going to be a key after the starts, trying to get through traffic on a tight track like this?
There's no key. You just have to be smart out there.
Good luck. Francis Pelletier on the 220.
Your runner-up in the Enzoil Pro Points has won more than his share of Enzoil Pro Triple Crown events. He hails from Bjurzan, Sweden, riding for Judnik Motorsports on a Polaris. Sponsored by SSI Decals, Kutzler Express, and Stud Boy. It's the number 31, Emil Haar.
Emil, second place overall last night, and you were second in that final leg of the Triple Crown to Elias. What'd you learn following him around that you think you could apply to try and get ahead of him tonight?
It's still very important to be consistent here. Elias for sure showed me some good lines, and I was trying to be close to him through the whole last final yesterday in case he made a mistake or something, but we both ended up doing good, and it was a great night for us. So yeah, let's try to do the same tonight.
Good luck, Emil Haar on the 31.
And ladies and gentlemen, your Amsoil Pro point leader got the broom out, 1 round to go, winning all 3 legs of the Triple Crown from Oppdal, Norway for the Skogquist race team on a Skidoo, sponsored by Northland Concrete, Skidoo, and Rieger Companies. The 5-time Amsoil Pro champion, the 200 is the Viking Rocket, Elias Ishul.
Elias, a big sweep last night in the Triple Crown for you. You've been hot this season with your new team. What do you need to do tonight to keep the ball rolling?
Just keep the ball rolling, have good starts, just stay consistent, stay smart. Go out there, have fun, put on a good show for the fans, and yeah, I will do my best, and hopefully stay on top tonight too. But yeah, it's hard, and it's Deadwood, you never know what's going to happen. So it's 3 finals, so yeah, I need to go have 3 good motos, and yeah, have fun out there.
Good luck tonight. This is the defending champion on the 200, Elias Ishul.
And welcome back to the U.S. Air Force Snocross National. This is Taven Woody here. Along beside me, I got Robbie Malinowski, and we're looking here at a beautiful track.
Yeah, we sure are. We got a nice setting. Weather's good. A few little track changes tonight. Wanted to switch it up a little bit from yesterday. But here we go. We're going to do a quick lap around this track. We got a drop-down start into some rollers. Now here's the change that we made. This jump face is pretty much gone now. It's rollers all the way through here. Try to create a little bit more passing opportunity. Then you get down to this corner, you have an inside, outside. Big option here. If you stay outside, you get to hit this triple, and it will send you high. Let the fans know that you're hitting it, and then into a finish line, and that is a lap here in Deadwood.
I'm super excited for this track tonight. I've always loved it, so I'm super excited. Right now we're getting ready to go into our first round of Pro Lite here. This is gonna be some heavy hitting classes, and we definitely got a good battle going on, so I can't wait to find out what's going on.
Yeah, we sure do. The runner-up finisher, Tyler Archibald's in this one. Anson Shield, Josh Shepard, Tyler Oman, Jeremy Bellew, Adam Ashline. Had some rough luck last night, but he has always been fast. Oscar England and Eric Downs. And that will round out our first heat here in Deadwood.
Yeah, I'm genuinely impressed by the way that Tyler Archibald rolled last night. That was not any rookie riding here, especially since he is a rookie here in the Pro Lite class. So, I mean, with a little bit more oomph, he could probably be on the top step tonight.
I think you're spot on. I believe he almost had that race win. Unfortunately, ran into a few lappers, and Creighton did the right thing. He timed his pass, made it stick, and ran off with that win. But
one thing about Creighton Dillon that I've noticed, he's patient, but he's aggressive. But let's see who got the early race lead here.
Looks like Ashline's out front early.
But look at Tyler Uman on the outside with trying to trip a little bit of a bobble there, but he's gonna fall back a little bit too far. But Adam Ashline with a great start, head bash on the bars, but not enough to slow him down.
Oh, you're right there, a little whiskey throttle we could call that, but Ashline, like I said in the opening, he is fast and he has showed such speed this year. Setting the tone early.
But look back there, Tyler Archibald on the 901 of Polaris. Okay start, not quite the best, but working his way up into the second place spot. Big triple for Tyler Uman on the outside. So let's see what he can do here. Tyler Archibald goes to the inside of Tyler Uman. Looks like he'll stay consistent with that second place spot, but looks like we'll have a battle heating up for the third and fourth place position here shortly.
And remember, the track is smooth right now. We just got out of a full track prep, and you see Anson Shields starting to make some moves back there. And he's another rider that needs to get moving. He had a third place wrapped up last night, and unfortunately threw it away. You know that's not sitting well with him.
A little bit of a push out there for Tyler Uman. He's gonna still try and go side by side, but just have to let off the gas just a little bit. But he's gonna tuck to the inside here while Anson Shield goes to the outside. Anson's gonna pull off a huge triple here, but here comes Jeremy Bellew into the mix.
Yeah, Uman's going the wrong way right now, but you've seen Anson in that pass that he made on Uman. He just out-muscled him there. He made sure that he took the line away, the space away that he needed to get through that section, and was not gonna give him a chance to try to fight back and take that position away.
But back out front, Adam Ashline now with about a 2.5, 3 second lead over Archibald. So he is taking this race and running away with it. Definitely a strong racer here. Also, his first-ish year in Pro Lite, so he's definitely holding his own here, and he's definitely a fast rider.
Yeah, that's right. He did have a few races last year. Kind of came in mid-season. Oh, hang on. Almost threw it away right there. You can see how quick things can change. And as this track changes with the snow conditions and the tight course, these snowmobiles will move the snow around a lot. And you've seen a little bit of it right there.
Yeah, Adam Ashline setting the fastest time of the race with a 20.4. So he's definitely cruising out here. Tyler Archibald consistent at a 21.1 to 21.3.
And that's one thing Ashline does have, is speed. He has been crazy fast all season long. Just got to smooth things out. He's had a few big mistakes, and that's really costed him in the overall, but the speed has never been the question. See the roost as he's exiting that corner down there after that finish line. That is going to be the big theme of tonight. I talked about it tirelessly last night. The roost is going to be the worst thing about this track. If you can't see, you can't get on the gas, and we're down to our last lap.
Yeah, last lap, just getting into lappers now. Looks like passing Oscar England, riding for the Green Mountain Racing team. It looks like his air is clear for the next little bit, up until he crosses the Amsoil finish line. You can see the blue flag out right here. But if Adam clears this section clear and easy, looks like he'll pick up this heat race win.
And that will do it here in our first round. Ashline takes the win. Archibald, Anson, Shield round out the top 3.
And we got Blue, Uman, Downs, and England rounding out your field tonight. So that's going to conclude that for round 1, heat 1 of our Pro Lite class of the night. Looks like we'll have our second heat lining up here, just fired up so you can see their headlights back in the distance. We'll have Evan Christian on the 33 Polaris, Creighton Dillon on the 96 Skidoo, Troy Horbody on the 57 Skidoo, Colton Krajicek on the 153 Articat, Amalek Legendre on the 144 Skidoo. Then we'll have Kenny Mandrick, Topi Posey, and Dylan Rose.
See them getting ready. This is how you want to start your night. You want to get out early, you get a good heat race under your belt, go back to the trailer. It just sets the tone so much nicer. It's easier to, you know, get ready, and here we go. Topi Posty, nope, Creighton Dillon, look at the start there.
Triple in from him, a little bit of a bobble from Kenny Mandrick, but he ends up making that second place stick. But right out front, Creighton Dillon already with a 3 to 4 sled length lead.
The rookie sensation, Creighton Dillon, he's been so dominant all season long. You really don't see anybody right now at this point that has anything for him. Again, Creighton being young though, maybe a little inexperienced, so if he can keep it together. But Evan Christian sitting in that 3rd spot right now, gonna hit this triple.
That's gonna get him right on the tail right there of Kenny Mandrick. So let's see what they can do here in this corner. Wasn't quite close enough to try and go for a little bit of a bump and pass, but here he comes on the outside. Let's see if he can make any kind of room here.
Look at Kenny Mandrick, I talked about him a lot last night. He has just had a season. He needs to keep this thing rolling. The consistency is what I'm so impressed with this year with him. Speed's always been good. Just haven't put together the weekends, and he's been doing that really well this year.
Also coming off of an injury last year as well. I mean, a little bit more drive and a little bit more determination. So I think he worked on that a lot this summer.
And maturity too, maybe just realizing that he doesn't have to take such risk at, you know, all the time. But Evan making a little bit of a run there.
Evan's still trying to work the outside of that track, cutting into the inside, but it's just not looking like it's quite fast enough for him.
Get some heavy hitters in this heat as well. You see Posty in 4th, Lejean in 5th.
Oh, and Emmerich and Topi Posty goes down. Looks like Emmerich, yeah, that was not pretty.
Yeah, Topi.
It looks like Emmerich just landed on the front of Topi's sled and they both cartwheeled. Topi now coming off the track. That was a nasty one. But yellow flag out for that section, so no jumping or passing, but Creighton Dillon still carrying about a 2.5-second lead over Mandrick in the 2nd place position.
And Creighton's just probably on a little bit of a cruise right now. He's managing, doesn't have to push too hard when he's got all that vision, but he's gonna roll into a yellow flag section here, and he cannot let those skis lift the ground. As he gets through there, he would be disqualified or put to the back of the pack and lose some positions if he was to jump in that section. So definitely want to be paying attention, and that's one thing tough in this track. It's so small and you get roosted. They can have the yellow flag out and you just literally can't see it. And it has happened, unfortunately, 2 riders out there.
And I did see that quite a bit in the sport final. I think there was about 5 people that got black flags, so they had to drop back 3 spots. So that's not ideal. And a couple of them were in that 4th and 5th place position, right on the podium position. So that's honestly the most disheartening thing coming from a racer, getting that black flag thrown at you and having to drop back those spots.
Yeah, and you know they didn't see it. It wasn't a matter of they saw the yellow and just went for it. It was literally the roost not allowing them to see that yellow out. And fortunately, Topi, he's out of this 1st round.
But Creighton Dillon not quite running away from Mandrick. Mandrick still kind of holding that 2.2 to 2.5 seconds behind Creighton. So not running away too far, but still right there just in case if he makes a mistake.
And there we go, checker flag is out. Creighton Dillon takes another heat race win.
Looks like we're gonna be touching up the line just a little bit, knocking down that berm that does form, because if you look at it from over there, coming off the tabletop, going to the corner, there is a berm that forms up that does create a little bit of a kicker bump for the riders that are inside of the starting line. So yeah, you can see they're kind of knocking it down, making sure that it's a little bit more flat, but so they don't get kicked and they don't actually lose time.
Yeah, just make that starting line a lot more fair across the board there. And you can see just how much snow has moved in only 2 short races. So these machines have some serious horsepower, and these long tracks are definitely moving that soft snow around. And the Cowboy, Kirchmeier, getting the podium last night.
That was one of the things that was probably the most shocking podium that I've seen all season. I was not expecting that one bit.
Well, if you were watching his progression, you would see it coming, though, because he has steadily gotten better every season, every race, every month almost, and he is right on track and showing everybody that he's not just a snowbike rider, he can also mix it up in the snowcross.
Honestly, if you were to look at the way that he rode last night, you could see that he had been riding sled for years, but realistically he hasn't. He has gone back and forth between snowbikes and snowmobiles over the last couple of seasons, and now he's fully committed to the sled, not racing snowbikes at all this season when we do have our snowbike races.
Yeah, you can see the focus, and one thing that I'm really impressed with right now is his style. He's definitely loosened up on that machine and is gelling and flowing a little bit better. But who do we got in this next one?
Yeah, so we did talk about the Cowboy. We also have Bailey Forrest, Mitchell Gross, Devin Denman, that's coming over from the plus 30 class, Nicholas Lorenz, Cale Callahan, Drew Freeland, and Trent Whitwer. It's cool to see some of these old timers, just like how Devin Denman and Corin Todd are able to come over a little bit. Corin Todd running a couple of Pro Lite races, so.
He sure is, and he was fast last night. He showed those young guys just how good he is and was at one time as well. And you see the number 2 of
Nicholas Lorenz.
Sorry, it was slipping my head there for a second, but Nick Lorenz.
Honestly, at the first race, I was like, who's this number 2 guy and why is he so fast? Like, I honestly didn't even realize that Nick changed his number at the beginning of the season.
It does change it up, or got me there for sure, but Lorenz definitely not having the night that he was looking for last night. He is ready to rebound and respond to his finish from last night.
Also, another person that's been pretty consistent here in this Pro Lite class has been Bailey Forrest. He's been consistently in about the top, I want to say top 10 to top 5, just waiting there for that perfect top 5 moment and that perfect podium. He has been on the podium here in the Pro Lite class multiple times in the last years previously, so he's going to be one to look out for later today as well.
And Drew Freeland, one other rider that we're going to be paying attention to. He's been fast, but obviously coming off an ankle injury from the beginning of the season. Didn't get the race the opener, but found himself in Canterbury. Showed some speed, definitely showed that there's a little bit of rust on there yet, but he is sharpening that, and he is getting up to speed and looked really good last night.
He definitely has the rookie still to him, which he will need to grow into after just coming from sport up to Pro Lite last year. So this is going to be exciting to see how he grows over the season, because once again, he is a very strong rider, but he just needs a little bit of experience and a little bit of knowledge behind the Pro Lite racing class and a little bit of the aggression.
That's right, and that's something that'll come in time, and I feel he has everything there. And remember, he's on the Skilquist racing team, and who else is on that team? I don't know if you can help me out with that a little. Is that Elias?
Yeah, he
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Forgot about the 200.
He's
he's pretty good.
He's just so slow that he just slipped my mind.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got some, they've got those sleds working really well over there. And obviously, we're just wrapping up here. They're going to touch up that start. You can see the snow moving around in the different lines.
But, okay. So the temperature, it has cooled down just a little bit from earlier. It went from about 45 degrees, but right after the sunset, it's dropped down to 32. Still about the same kind of wind. You can't, I mean, looking at the flags right now, they're not really waving that bad. So really, really mild visibility. I mean, it was clear bluebird skies today. Snow conditions, of course, wet. They stick to your goggles. It's not the ultimate conditions for snowcross racers.
As it says on the screen there, roosty. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's roosty. It is heavy, wet snow, and when they get hit with that, it will pull them off the sled almost because it is heavy.
We do all, yes, We do also have the coloring zone, but real quick, I do have a raffle ticket. Ron Smith from Gillette, Wyoming. You did get a $60 steakhouse gift card, so make sure to go pick that up at the booth that you registered at. But looks like we're getting ready to go green flag racing here. Who do you have your bets on?
I'm going to go with Drew Freeland. He's been fast.
So I want to say I want to go with him. Not the best start for him, but Bailey Forrest on the outside.
Nick Lorenz looks like he's going to put himself right up front as well. Oh, he gets past, though. And he block passes back. I think that was Rose. So Forrest and Lorenz making things happen.
Yeah, let's see what Bailey can do here. Not a super aggressive rider, but will move somebody when he desperately needs to.
Good to see Lorenz answer back and ring that bell, because last night was not what he was looking for. Just looked off, and I did say he almost looked like he had an injury or something because of the way he was riding. Of course, I talked to him earlier today. He's good, he's healthy, ready to go. They had a little mix-up with the machine. So it looks like they fixed it today. He is out front.
Freeland, another one that we were just talking about, in the third place position. So looks like there's a little bit of a battle there that I've seen from the screen between him and Trent Whitworth. So I'll wait to see for that one to heat up just a little bit. There's Trent right there. You can see Drew, he'll kind of pop into the screen, but Trent's gonna move into that third place spot, trying to give Bailey a little bit of a run there. Bailey with the bobble, couldn't quite make that happen for Trent. So Trent's gonna try and work that outside there.
Yeah, Trent's the veteran of this class. He did move up to pro at one time, moved back down to pro light. He has been all over the board, but what he has done is gained a lot of experience. And you can see that when he shows up and everything's right. He is a tough customer. And look at this pass. He has found a little line, that outside-inside.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try and make this work pretty good. He did get a really good run off the U.S. Air Force flyway. So let's see if he can make this time happen. Bailey kind of knows that line now, so he knows he's gonna be there. So maybe Bailey will try and go to the outside now that he knows that Trent's gonna be the inside. So looks like Trent's gonna try and make this line happen again.
Oh, breaks a belt or something. He definitely had a mechanical, unfortunate, something let go on that machine. So the pass was easy for Whitwer. He'll move himself right into second. Didn't even have to make contact or anything.
Yeah, it looks like from the motions that the flagger was giving and Bailey, it looked like they did blow up a belt. They were kind of giving like the whole exploding hands. So yeah, blown belt for Bailey Forrest. That sucks for him, but looks like Trent's kind of got his eyes set for Lorenz, gaining a little bit of position. But let's take a look back here. What happened?
He lands, jumps into this corner, boom, right there. He'll lose all momentum. Yeah, it was probably a belt or something like that. It happens. We've seen a few of that times yesterday, but Lorenz out front. Whitworth starting to gain. He's down to 2 seconds flat.
And I've noticed this outside line that he's been taking is actually pretty fast, because you can just go triple and then kind of just scrub speed out to go off too. So that has made up a little bit of ground for Trent. He's down to about a second and a half now.
Yeah, and that turn after the finish line, he is making up a little bit there as well. So
it's almost like,
yeah, between that triple-double and then that turn, he's able to make up probably a half a second a lap.
But it's almost like Nick's slowing down just a little bit too much and not carrying quite the momentum that he should be. Just like this, look at Trent. He is now to the outside of Nick.
Yeah, and like, he looked over. He knows he's got company. Whitwer is gonna make a move. This is the last lap too.
Let's see what Whitwer can do right here with this triple single out. But looks like he just can't quite get the run. I think Nick is gonna have this heat race win locked down.
There it is. Lorenz takes the win. So he rights the wrongs from last night, and Lorenz takes the win.
Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna have Lorenz Whitwer not finishing too far behind him. We're gonna have Drew Freeland finishing in that third place position. Kirchmeier, Callahan, Denman, Gross, and then unfortunately Bailey Forrest is gonna round out our field with that broken belt. Looks like we're gonna take a break here for some grooming. We do have our Pro Women's coming up next, so make sure to tune into that, and we'll see you back here at FloRacing.
that's all I needed.
Winter hits different. It's epic, extreme, exhilarating. A season for fresh tracks, big smiles, and living in the moment with your crew. When the temperature goes down, the excitement goes up. And when the snow falls, the adventures begin. This is Ski-Doo season. Get out there and experience your best winter yet.
There's a feeling in your bones that starts long before the mercury drops. It's a call to the wild, an age-old instinct to set out in pursuit of thrill, to chase the rush and make the most out of every second, to connect through every climb and every mile. To those who feel it, moments like these are out here for the taking.
When a hydraulic or industrial hose fails, equipment stops, and that means lost time, productivity, and operating costs. Pertex, cutting-edge mobile and retail services, 1-hour ETA, and quality products are designed to keep essential heavy machinery and equipment working. Minimize your downtime by making Pertec your only call for on-site hydraulic and industrial hose maintenance and replacement. Or visit your local Pertec Service and Supply Center for immediate custom fabricated hoses. Pertec, we'll keep you operating.
Everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
Attention football fans, take your sports wagering experience to the next level at BetLodge Sportsbook, the premier sports betting venue in South Dakota. Surrounded by luxury seating, our massive 42-foot seamless video wall is the largest in the area, displaying all of your favorite NFL and college football. Place your bets with our sports desk personnel or visit our easy-to-use betting kiosk 24 hours a day. The best place to touch down and catch the game is at BetLodge Sportsbook, located inside the lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
Welcome back to the U.S. Air Force Snocross National, presented by Christian Cars Online here in Deadwood, South Dakota. Well, our version of Saturday Night Fights is about to rip up as we get ready to open up tonight's AMSOIL Pro Triple Crown with race number 1.
That is right. 3 main events, 8 minutes plus a lap. Finish spots get points. 1 point for first, second for 2. And so on and so forth. Lowest points, total wins.
And then if there is a tie after the 3 rounds of racing, it's the finish of the 3rd main event that's the tiebreaker. And then the championship points, the all-important championship points, are awarded based on the overall finish, not the finish of each individual race.
That's right. Look to get out early, get some clear vision, get that first one under your belt, go back to the truck, and know that you're in good spot once you get that first one under the way or out of the way. But to see these riders, they're gonna dissect this track as much as possible before this final. So,
and that roost that you're talking about, you know, how many of you watching or here have a wood pellet stove? Basically, if you were to go and take a handful of those wood pellets and just chuck them at your friend's head, provided, of course, they're wearing a helmet for safety purposes.
Yeah.
That's basically
but
what
over
this
and
is.
over, and
yeah.
hundreds of pounds of that getting thrown at you, and that's maybe just the tip of the iceberg of what you would start to feel with that roost. It is nasty, and these crews and teams and manufacturers, they do a great job. You can see a lot of deflecting snow or plastic pieces there on the front of that number 81 Gustav getting that fastest lap today.
Yes.
He has impressed a lot of people this year. He has showed some speed, and it's always fun to see somebody jump in and you think you know everything, and then a guy like this shows up and wins the Dominator and sitting here with the fastest qualifier.
And for a brand new team, too, the Elite Motorsport team, he was your #1 qualifier. #2 qualifier, Emil Haar. #3 qualifier is Jordan LaBelle. And the #4 qualifier showing some good speed, Daniel Benham. Hunter Patnoe. Now, here's the story, because this guy's racing with banged up elbow. #5 qualifier, right smack in the middle of the front row. And then the #6 qualifier, your current point leader, Elias Ischel.
Yeah, that's right, the number 200. And, you know, you looked at this and you're saying, oh, he's 6th in this. Well, guess what? He was only 6/10, I think, off of the lead. So that's literally nothing. These guys are all within basically a second. So I think Elias sees that, doesn't care too much. And you see the 5'11", Jordan LaBelle. It's time for Jordan to put some finishes in. He's had some inconsistencies, some sled mechanicals, but I know his pedigree is win, and that's not what he's done yet, but he is going to eventually figure this thing out.
So Jordan going through his little pre-race routine, if you will. Daniel Benham lined up alongside of him there on the number 221, getting ready to roll. And the Elias Ischel sled just got slotted in. There's Hunter Patnoe, the Ocho.
That's right.
That is the United States Air Force AMSOIL Skidoo.
Yeah, not the result he was looking for last night. You know, good respond with a 5th overall in the qualifier. And usually we see some pretty good starts out of these AMSOIL sleds, so pay attention to that. And Hunter, he's not too afraid of that. The 31.
Emil Haar. That's first on the right-hand side of the screen, left side of the screen, second in the overall, 1 round to go.
That's right, and those two seem to be finding each other a lot on the starting line, on the track, and on the podium. It's been a 1-2 show with these individuals quite a bit.
The mechanic coming over, checking. Is he pulling the side
That's
cup?
not,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, something's not right. Nope, they're good. We've seen that in the round 1. Jordan LaBelle, his tail light didn't work, and that was so unfortunate.
If you're on the line getting ready to go, high pressure situation like this, all of a sudden the mechanic runs up and opens the side cover. Does that freak you out a little bit when you're on the sled? Like, wait a minute, what's wrong?
Yeah, it sure does, but sometimes it can actually help because it has your attention all tied to that. You're not really worried about the start right now. So, you know, it can work in 2 ways, but
as long as the mechanic gives you the thumbs up walking away.
That's right. As long as you know everything is good to go. And the 727.
Jacob Yerk for the Kilo Racing team.
Yeah,
for
Chad
the
Kylo
Racing team.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, they had showed some good speed last night.
Yeah, we had a chance to talk with Chad earlier, how this team kind of evolved out of the former all-finish concrete team, and looks like they are in it for the long haul. So
they sure are.
We've added a couple of new teams up here in the top echelon of AMSOIL Championship. Snocross this year with the Kylo Racing team, and of course with Elite Motorsports, as we talked about, with Gustav Salston riding in the AMSOIL Pro class. All right, we're going to get the sleds ripping. They're going to get on the button, get these pipes as hot as they can, and then we're going to be ready to rock and roll on a Saturday night here in Deadwood. The first of our 3 AMSOIL Pro Triple Crown main events, 8 minutes plus 1 lap. Watch the left-hand side of that starting line with Emil Haar and Elias Ischel. Let's see who comes out of the blocks with the stud boy hole shot.
And Elias, he's been so dominant on his starts this season. Here we go.
Oh, it's a good takeoff for just about everybody, including LaBelle. He gets a good ripper, and it's Emil Haar with the stud boy hole shot on the outside. He'll rock it into the lead. Peltier tried to barrel there down to the inside of Ischel. Could not do it. Ischel in second, but he's got company on the outside with Emil Haar.
And look at these two. They line up 1-2. They're 1-2 here. Oh, Haar gives Elias a little bit of chin music. And look at these two. Look at Haar. I love what I'm seeing tonight. Haar going for the win.
Business has picked up, and we're not even 1 minute into this first AMSOIL Pro final. Ischel taking the outside to get that triple-double rhythm through the U.S. Air Force flyaway. Pulls in about 3 sled lengths behind, closes up as they come out of that tight FXR turn, and Francis Peltier is right there as well in third within striking distance of Ishul.
And look at Har, he's starting to stretch that lead a little bit. This is not common ground for Elias. He's usually the one doing all the lead stretching, but Har out front early, looking solid, and look at how he gets over that little hump on that corner. So much sled control.
In the Triple Crown events that we've run so far, the majority of them have been won by Emil Har, your current leader, and Elias Ishul, your runner-up. Nobody else has even come close.
No, they haven't. These two definitely are putting themselves to the front of the pack, and unfortunately with Cody Cam going out tonight with that injury, he's another rider that has kind of inserted himself right up there, and you can see how rough it is.
And that would give an opportunity for Salston and Peterson to move up in the point standings, but so far not so good for them. Salston back in 8th, Peterson buried back in 11th right now, and if you're that far back in the field while we watch LaBelle now try to work over fellow Quebecer Peltier, if you're in the back of the field, all of a sudden 4 or 5 laps, you got leaders coming in trying to put you a lap down.
Yeah, you sure do. And this is the battle that I'm going to keep my eye on right now. LaBelle needs to get this thing going, and a good result right away in this first leg of the Triple Crown is key to that. You've seen last night, he broke a belt the first round. Well, that means back row second round. That means that he's fighting with the roost the whole way. You can see him getting a little squirrely there. Jordan definitely one to hang it out a little bit, but see.
Another battle for position on the inside. There is Hunter Patnode on the outside. That's Jacob Yerk. Race for the 5th spot down to the FXR turn. Patnode will have the lane on the inside. Yerk going ahead and flaring out now. Going to let that Arctic Cat power eat. Oh, we almost had a mid-air collision.
Yeah, that's some tough racing. Those two are some pretty respectable racers. They definitely, you know, a little mistake there, nothing personal, just hard racing. You see Patnode, I love what I see again tonight out of him. He is answering back to a so-so finish last night, and obviously that injury to that elbow was not helping it.
Yeah, that happened in the previous round at Canterbury Park where he got hip checked off the track, landed unfortunately on that right elbow. Back up front, race leader Emil Har putting that Judnick Motorsports Klein-sponsored Polaris through its paces, holding on to about a 2.3-second gap over Elias Ishul as we close in on the halfway point of this race at the 4 minutes to go mark.
Yeah, and Har put a little bit of time on Elias that last lap, was about 5/10, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that is a lot out here. This is such a small little course, and in my opinion, Har needs to get out and check out as far as he can right now because he's going to get into lappers. You can see them. They're coming up. And last night you saw Elias have to slow down and Har could close that gap. And wait and watch for that here in about another 3 laps. You're going to have lappers in Har's way.
Now, if you're Emil Har up here at the front of the field, if you watch an NFL game, there's always the debate about if you score first, that's the most important thing. You've got to get the points on the board first. For Har, if he can go the rest of the way, win this, well, he scores first. Does that give him a psychological advantage over the rest of the field?
100%. Anytime you can get a win, it feels good. The crew feels good. It's just a different, like, mojo back in the trailer. And like I said last night, Elias, anything he touched would turn to good yesterday. He can have a bad jump and turn out and get the whole shot because of some luck. Well, good results create that luck, and it all kind of snowballs from there. And Elias has everything going right now, and Har's trying to take a little bit of that back.
Closing in on 3 minutes plus a lap to go. So Emil Har leads. The 5-time defending AMSOIL Pro champion, Ishul is second. There is the back of the field. So Har has caught them. And now the process of lapping riders begins. From this point forward in this race, Emil Har is not going to have a moment to himself.
So pay attention to that time. 3.0 seconds is what Har's lead is. In the next 3 laps, you're going to notice that that is going to start to shrink a little bit solely because of this right here. Evan Delt being a lapper. Whoa, moves out of the way there. He gets lucky. That was a good one, but he's going to come up to another rider, and that is not going to work out for him like that.
Yeah, it was a little bit of serendipity there that Evan Delt wound up jumping out to the outside lane because Har was going to be totally blocked in. He was trying to cut inside, but it is really tight to try to be side by side on the inside lane through that Arctic Cat Polaris corner complex.
Sure is. You can see the snow, the track changing, and the lanes are going to change, and the the way you get around this track is going to change. And that's going to be the hardest thing. And look at that. The gap has actually gotten bigger. So the lappers are paying their due to actually help Har. And that's usually not the way it goes. But in this case, Har is getting lucky and moving right through him.
And here's the Viking Rocket Elias Ischel putting that skidoo from the Snocross race team through its paces, holding on to the second position right now. The racers can see an LED screen that is at the Enzoil finish line jump. It's basically the countdown clock, lets them know how much time they have. 1:40 to go. If you're Elias Ischel, are you thinking, I'm just going to be careful, take it through the lappers, take the second, live to fight the next race? Or do you think he's still going to charge as hard as he can to try to catch Emil Har?
I think he, at the start of this race, was definitely trying to push and catch, but once he realized Har was asserting himself and getting out front with that nice little lead, he knows that it's only one race. He can sit back, check out some lines. If the win's there for him to take, he'll jump on it, take it. But if it's not, don't sweat it. Don't sweat that small stuff. Just put your laps in and let the actual other rider make the mistake for you.
Wow, I don't know if you could get a good look at that on screen, but the snow is caked on the front of Emil Har's helmet, and the area where you would be drawing in the air and breathing. Part of his goggles were obscured as well. He could be having some vision issues and maybe getting some good air issues. Here's a better look at it as he turns now, come through that skidoo rhythm section. I mean, look at that stuff, just like glued on.
Yeah, and fortunately, it's on his chin bar of the helmet, so it's not on the goggle, but that shows you how that snow could stick, and he probably already wiped it off the goggle right there. And we're sitting with a 22 seconds left. We got a 3.8 second lead right now, so Har is answering that bell. He is coming back with a vengeance tonight.
Emil again working his way through traffic. The question is, will the time expire before he hits the Enzoil finish line? Answer to that question is no. So that means that he has to make another lap. The clock expires, so when he comes around, he'll see the white flag.
Yeah, and that's going to only help LaBelle because he is right on the tail of Peltier, and he is looking for more time. He wants more time. He's obviously found something late in this race. So Har out front, one lap to go. Got a sizable lead on Elias.
Tucked in behind Adam Peterson, Gustav Salston just in front of them, and Emil taking it down here on the inside. Just go where they're not and try to be smooth here over these final couple of corners. And you'll be 1/3 of the way towards an Amsoil Pro Triple Crown. Emil Har puts the Polaris on top here in race number 1. Second spot will go to the Viking Rocket, Elias Ischel. Then it's Peltier finishing 3rd, followed by LaBelle in 4th, and Patino pulling off a top 5. Then it looks like 6 through 10 are going to be Jacob Yerk, followed by Benham, Salston, Peterson, and Marcus Ogamar. Well, the gauntlet has been thrown down by the rider of the Wild River Jerky sponsored number 31. And, well, Scott Judnick is probably bummed out a little bit by the fact that Cody Cam, after the podium last night, just not able to go tonight. This will put a smile on that whole team's face to have Emil Har right now have the advantage by winning the first Amsoil Pro Triple Crown main event. Remember, all 3 events count toward your overall. And right now, he's got a perfect score of 1.
That's right. Keep that number count low. That is the key to this. You can see they're going to get out there, fix up the track a little bit. Obviously created some holes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to check in with the winner of the first Amsoil Pro Triple Crown with Nolan.
Emil, a great run for you there. Got out front early. It looked like you knew how important it was to get around Elias early on. Tell me about how you made that move around him.
I don't know. I just pushed really hard the first couple laps to get up in front. I don't know if Elias had a bad line or something, but I was able to pass him, and yeah, was able to stay smooth through the whole race. So yeah, let's keep the momentum up to the next round.
That's a good start to the night. Good luck the rest of the way.
Emilhar's helmet and gear looks like he did the slush version of the ice bucket challenge.
Yeah, and that just gives you a tiny little look at what that roost is like. And hey, he got out front early and never looked back, and that's the kind of roost he was getting just purely on lappers. Now, that is the challenge. It'll be said over and over tonight. Pay attention to the roost. Stay out of the roost. Try to find some vision and try to make a pass.
This is the U.S. Air Force Snocross National presented by Christian Cars Online. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to see who the winner of our U.S. Air Force Quick Change Challenge is, and the pro women will be on deck. Can Malene the Machine keep on humming?
1-3 Motorsports trailer. We saw something a little interesting going on here. What are we doing?
We are doing a roost deflector.
And how do we do it?
Well, you use the torch and then just a wrench, and it looks ugly, but it works really good.
And what are we trying to do with that when we put it on the sled? What's the purpose of it?
Well, maybe avoid the roost from the goggles a little bit, so you don't need to wipe it so much. Hopefully I can stay up front, but if I'm catching any lappers, it might be good to have it.
There's a little inside Snocross, how to keep your vision clean.
Well, here in Deadwood, South Dakota, it's time to check out this edition of the U.S. Air Force Quick Change Challenge. Nolan, do we have a willing participant down there ready to go?
We absolutely have a willing participant down here ready to go. Tell us your name and where you're from, bud.
Ty Booth. I'm from Casper, Wyoming.
All right, so your goal here is to take this impact gun and this wrench and try and remove this CNA Pro ski, drop it here, and reattach it as quick as you can. And you might have a prize package coming from our friends at CNA Pro Skis if you can get it done. You think you're ready? Yep. All right, let's do it.
Yep.
Whenever you're ready.
All right.
Good start. Nuts off. Out comes the bolt. Drop to the ground. Now pick her back up and put it back on. We're making good time so far. Nut through. Started to get threaded back on here. Here we go. This is the final stretch. And done. What's our time? 32 seconds. Ty's going to go home with a prize pack here from our friends at CNA Pro Skis. Thanks for playing along with the U.S. Air Force Quick Change Challenge.
We're proud to have the United States Air Force as longtime partners of AMSOIL Championship Snocross. That Quick Change Challenge, well, just as part of the fun and festivities if you come out to one of our events live. We'll give you the schedule of events for the remainder of the season later on. We're getting ready for our Pro Women Final. The ladies take center stage. When we come back, you're watching AMSOIL Championship Snocross on FloRacing.
Anything in that building is a target. Cleared hot. Hey, that's all I needed.
Snowmobile and motorsports enthusiasts rely on Rock Speed FX for their full lineup of handguards, bar risers, traction products, and more. New releases for 2020 include Rock's all-season gauntlet handguards, soft gauntlet guards, anchor grip traction pad, and flexible grab handle. From the trail to the track, Rock Speed FX can outfit your sled with the latest in comfort and ergonomic innovation. Learn more by visiting rockspeedfx.com.
Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence. Order online at amsoil.com.
I'm Levi LaValle, and I'm protected by Fast.